Okay, here's the key features of the Nikon D3100. You have a 14.2 megapixel sensor, DX format that is, and it's a CMOS sensor. A nice large 3-inch LCD monitor at the back. You have image sensor cleaning, 11 AF points, and an ISO range of 100 to 3200, and that is expandable to 12,800. And also that big key feature is the HD movies at 1080, and that also includes automatic focus during movies. Okay, this Nikon D3100 has a beautiful 14.2 megapixel sensor and can shoot at 3 frames per second as seen here in this clip. Okay, on the left of your Nikon D3100, there's a nice kind of rubber gasket door protecting all your ports. Right on the top is a data port, and that port would be good for the Nikon GPS unit. Underneath is USB, and under that is mini HDMI. Now, mini HDMI is different than your HDMI cable that hooks to your TV, so you will need an adapter that goes from mini HDMI to normal HDMI. Okay, up there by the flash, there's a button to turn the flash on. Of course, you got to turn the camera on. There we go. It popped open. Underneath is a function button that you can assign to do different things. And on the lens there, you got the automatic and manual switch and the VR off and on switch. And that's it for that side of the camera. And just on the right hand side of the camera, all you have is a nice little SD door right there. Okay, here's a side-by-side comparison to the old Nikon camera that this new Nikon D3100 is replacing. Now, there's not much difference on change of the body on the front of the camera, but you flip it over to the back, and the new D3100 has some nice new features. So the bottom left corner is the new Nikon. Some things to notice that have changed on the back are a nice thumb grip below the back toggle wheel. And directly to the left of that thumb grip is the new live view toggle switch. I'll demonstrate that in a bit. And in the middle of that switch is a nice record button for that fancy new video mode. And that's pretty much it for changes on the new camera. There is a little speaker holes in the bottom right, but that's about it. Okay, let's demonstrate this new live view mode on the Nikon. You turn the camera on, and here's that toggle switch. You pull it down. It's quick and easy. That puts you in live view. You hit it again, you're out of live view. And I'm back into LV mode. You push the red button to start recording, and I'm recording. You can see it blinking. And to stop recording, you push it in again. And let's get out of live view mode. It's that easy. Okay, one setting you will need to change right out of the box, well, at least my camera didn't have it turned on, is the continuous autofocus during movie mode. So you need to turn the camera on to change the setting, obviously. And you hit the live view toggle switch. That brings you into live view mode, and you need to hit the info button. Once you have hit the info button, there, I've turned it back off. There, it's back on again. You scroll down to the AF dash something. So it's on servo mode. We're going to turn it to full-time AF. Once you have that turned on, right underneath there are some different modes. So you have subject tracking, normal. Let's try subject tracking. There's also face detection. So it'll turn it on there. And now you have continuous autofocus on, which is perfect for those movie time recordings. Okay, let's take a look at the top of the camera. It's in guide mode right now, but you have a dial for auto, no flash. You got all those different scene settings you can flip around in. Yeah, there we go, night setting. And let's go back to guide mode. New to this camera is this toggle switch. You got single shot to multi-shot to timer, and the last one on there is quiet shutter mode for those quiet occasions. And right at the front is your on-off switch. Below that is your aperture control and your info button. Okay, onto the back of the camera. If you want to look at your images you have taken, turn on the camera, hit the playback button in the top left-hand corner. What's new is if you hit the minus magnifying glass, you can zoom out a whole whack load to see all your pictures. So you can see multiple pictures at once. You hit the OK button, it puts it full screen. If you hit the plus magnifying glass, it zooms in, minus zooms out, and there you got it. Now, people who are new to SLRs are going to love this feature. It is amazing. There's no other camera with it. It is the guide mode. So there's three little menus: shoot, view, delete, and setup. We're going to try shoot. You hit the OK button and it gives you easy operation, advanced operation. Let's go easy operation. Now it gives a list of things you want to do. It says you want to do close-ups, you're doing moving subjects, portraits. Let's do, let's see. You got close-ups. Let's do close-ups. Now you have two options here: start shooting or change more settings. Let's start shooting. It gives you three options right here. You have viewfinder, live view, or shoot movies. Let's do live view. Now it pulls up the back LCD and we're ready to shoot. Okay, let's try an advanced operation in the guide mode. So you got some different things to pick from. Let's do soften background. Now it explains how to change the settings in your camera to get a soft background. Now it's saying you need to change the aperture. It gives you a number where you can go up, which a higher number makes everything sharp in the picture, and a lower number, depending on what you focused on, will make that and sharp and the stuff in the background blurry. And in that little picture, it demonstrates what happens when you change the numbers, so you can see it visually. Hit start shooting, and you know what? I'm going to try this in movie mode. So guide mode works for the movie mode too. So what has changed is wherever you focus, it will change the settings in the camera to make that sharp and make sure everything in the background is nice and soft, because that's the setting you picked. Should you get the Nikon D3100? And the answer is a big yes. It is the best entry-level digital SLR on the market right now. It has an amazing guide mode for you guys who are just newbies and want to start out. It will explain all the modes, all the dials on the camera, so you know what you're doing and you can work your way up to a professional level. The pictures are darn sharp. The autofocus is quick. The operation and all the menus and looking at photos is very fast with that new X-Speed 2 processor. The 14 megapixel sensor does a very good job of capturing images. These pictures in the background are all right from the Nikon D3100 with just a little tweaking. Now the video mode on this camera is in HD and the footage is beautiful. One thing that was a letdown, and it's kind of the only thing on this camera, is the autofocus during movie mode. Now it was a little sluggish and I had a hard time keeping focus in low light, but was good in the day. Overall, this is one of the best entry-level digital SLRs on the market. You guys can go pick it up at Clixel Camera and Computers at www.clixel.ca.